Good evening. Can we have a roll call, please?
Chairman, this meeting has been advertised in accordance to the Sunshine Law.
That was the next question.
No problem. Roll call, Mr. Candell.
Here.
Ms. Larman. Mr. Mueller. Mr. Shaw.
Here.
Ms. Taka. Mr. Velosin.
Here.
Mr. Williams.
Here.
Council President Zabrowski.
Here.
Chairman Ty.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Memorialization of resolutions.
This evening, we'll pass that. We're going to go right down to the chairman and vice chairman from the Shade Tree Commission.
Do the minutes first, accept the minutes.
And we'll go back.
All right. Shade Tree could step up.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Art Rittenhouse, Chairman of the Cerebral Shade Tree Commission. Ed Grilla, my Vice Chair. Thank you for allowing us some time. We're not going to take too much of your time. I know you have a busy agenda this evening. What our main concern is we've been over the last year reviewing the shade tree ordinance and also the tree bank. And it's come to our attention that a lot of boards and a lot of different groups in town, departments are not really following what the ordinance says. And by them not following the ordinances, money doesn't go into the tree bank. Therefore, we're spending money that could come out of the tree bank. And on the other hand, sometimes the tree bank, certain departments think it's a piggy bank, and that has to stop also. So it's a two-sided coin. What we'd like to do, we'll leave a copy of the shade tree ordinance, and maybe Beth could copy that for everybody. And at your leisure, take a look at it. And if you have any questions, some of the problems we run into are developments such as the Kaplan developments, the place, the new development on Cross Avenue. No money has ever gone into the tree bank. And I'm not saying it's the planning board's fault, but at some point, some government agency exempted them from contributing to the tree bank because of affordable housing. In my opinion, affordable housing has nothing to do with destroying the trees. Arsenal, that whole thing, $1.7 million went into the tree bank. Everything was done properly. People screamed about it because obviously when you went down Cheesequake Road, all of a sudden there's this big wide open space where all the trees used to be. But that's the way it's supposed to work. And going forward, we'd like all agencies, all departments to follow the ordinance. And that's really what we're saying and why we're here tonight, just to, give you a heads up. We'd like to start going forward now. And we're looking at invoices. We're looking at paperwork that's kept, because each year we have to submit how many trees go down in town so we can become Tree City. We get money back from different grants working with Elise Barone. So there's a lot of factors to it. So that's basically all we wanted to say tonight. Introduce ourselves. If you have any questions, feel free to call us. Our meetings are the third Thursday. More than welcome to stop by a meeting and see what's going on. And I'll let Ed say a couple of words.
You pretty much hit everything.
Okay. But that's it. We just
Thank you
like
for
to
your
talk.
time.
Any questions from anybody on the board?
Anybody have any questions of the tree bank? Thank you for your service.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for your time, and thank you for your service on the board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We didn't hold you guys up.
Do the minutes.
Do the minutes?
Yeah.
Need a motion to accept the July minutes.
It'd be May 20th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next, we have communication agenda. We'll do the first one, the letter dated June 23rd, 2026 from Mr. Larry Sachs requesting extension of time for Planning Board number 24-04 Thomas Fallon subdivisions, 16 Charlotte Street, Saraville. So we just have to have a motion.
Right. You have a resolution in front of you extending the approval for the minor subdivision for another 180 days. And that resolution simply acknowledges the ability to record subdivision now.
We need a motion on this matter.
Mhm.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I get a second? Anybody opposed?
We'll then do a roll call vote. Mr. Candell? Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Sataka? Mr. Volusin? Mr. Williams? Council President Zabrowski? Chairman Ty?
Yes.
Thank you. That's been approved. Next on the communication agenda, we have a consistency review on ordinance number 15-26, ordinance establishing a temporary rezoning on the development of data centers throughout the borough of Saraville.
So, Mr. Chairman, if I may briefly, this consistency review is just that, a consistency review. The job of the board is to determine whether this ordinance is not inconsistent with the master plan. It's not really an opportunity or forum to go into whether or not it's a good idea or a bad idea. It simply should be how its consistency with the master plan. In addition, in consistency reviews such as this, there is no opportunity for public comment. Again, it is simply the board determining whether or not it is consistent with the master plan.
So we're gonna have, what's your pleasure?
You should have
A motion?
Is our planner here, Beth?
Marcella?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, the planning, your master plan has certain goals that
Right.
talk about protecting residential areas, not overtaxing the infrastructure. So this ordinance would be consistent with the goals in your master.
Okay. So we need a,
We're gonna,
take a roll.
The goals of the master plan talk about preserving your infrastructure. And I think the ordinance, the way it's written, is to have studies done to make sure that this type of use is not going to go through and create impacts
Right.
on your infrastructure.
The front end.
again, we have another resolution for the consistency review resolution for ordinance number 15-26, consistent with the borough's master plan pursuant to NJSA 40:50-55D-26 and NJSA 40:55D-64. We need a motion to approve or to accept or say that it is consistent.
I need a motion to make it a consistency. I have a second.
Second.
Any opposed?
We're gonna do a roll call vote. Mr. Candell? Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Sataka? Mr. Volusin? Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Council President Zabrowski? Chairman Ty?
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, site plan subdivision hearings. We have Planning Board number 26-04, 955 Route 9 LLC, minor site plan, 955 US Highway 9, Saraville, Block 413, Lot 9.
You're up.
Chairman Richard Skolnick. I have my own law firm. I'm representing the applicant, 955 Route 9 LLC. We're here for minor site plan approval with one variance we consider to be minor concerning the setback of the sign. The address is 955 Route 9. I'm going to get confirmation. I think we're Lot 5, Block 413. We're located in the B3 zone. As you're all aware, there's an existing office building on this property. It's been vacant for a bit. My client has acquired the building and it desires to convert the building into an automobile sales use, which is a permitted use in the B3 zone. We're here at the planning board. There's very minimal exterior changes, very minimal interior changes. We have your review letters. We'll address some of the issues there, but no problem with compliance. What I'd like to do, Chairman, if it's okay with you, I'll start with the civil engineer, Mike Goldstein from Van Cleef. He's also a planner, so I'll qualify him to talk about the criteria for the variance. After that, I have my client's representative. He's an operations person, Stephen Chasen. The principals are here also if you have any questions. And And then we have the architect. I don't need to call the architect. It's not really part of my proofs, but if there's questions that come up, we're more than happy to put them on. Is that okay, Chairman?
Perfect.
I don't think we're going to be too long. So I'll call our first witness, Michael Goldstein. We can have him sworn.
Mr. Goldstein, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you are sworn, and please give your name for the record.
Michael Goldstein, Goldstein.
Okay. Oh, that's for me. Mr. Goldstein, can you provide your professional qualifications for the board?
I hold a Bachelor of Science of Civil Engineering from the College of New Jersey. I've been practicing municipal engineering and land development for about 9 years. I'm employed by Van Cleef Engineering. My office is at 1705 Route 37 East in Toms River. I currently serve as the board engineer in Seaside Heights and the board engineer in Lavalette. I serve as the floodplain administrator in Island Heights and the floodplain administrator in Ocean Gate. I'm a licensed engineer in the state of New Jersey. I'm a licensed planner in the state of New Jersey. I'm a certified floodplain manager. I've never testified before this board, but I've testified before many boards in Monmouth, Ocean, Middlesex, Union County.
You've been recognized as an expert in both engineering and planning by those various boards.
I have.
Chairman, I'll submit Mr. Goldstein as
We
an
have a
expert.
motion to accept
Motion
his
to accept.
credentials.
Yep, second.
Where's
Second,
Mr.
all in
Fisher?
favor?
Is Mr. Fisher here?
He is online.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm Mr. Kolnick. I am somewhat under the weather and did not want to get anyone else sick here.
We appreciate that, Mr. Fisher. Okay. Mr. Goldstein, can you run through what's proposed on the exterior? And talk a little bit about the signage, if it makes sense, and why we proposed it where it is?
Sure. So the site is located at 955 US 9 North, Block 413, Lot 5. It's about a mile south of the Route 9 and Exit 123 Garden State Parkway interchange. The site is in the B3 commercial zone where office use and automobile sales are permitted uses. The site plan previously received approval to operate as a car dealership, I believe in 1998. And this application is seeking a change of commercial tenancy. The existing site contains a building with a footprint of 16,809 square feet and 153 parking spaces, including 6 ADA spaces. I'm going to bring my site plan up. It's not anything different than what the board has.
So just call out the sheet number and the last revision date as you go along, Mr. Goldstein.
So this is minor site plan, sheet 3 of 4, dated May 5th, 2026, last revised June 2nd, 2026. So the required parking based on the showroom sales office requires 1 space per 300 square feet of building area. As I mentioned, the building footprint is 16,809 square feet, but the total habitable space of the building is 18,868. There's a second story loft that covers a portion of the building. That's where that additional 2,000 square feet come from. So our parking calculation is based on the total square footage of habitable area in the building. So our required parking demand based on the ordinance on that 1 to 300 is 62.8 spaces. So we're proposing that 62.8, 63 spaces of the site will be for the office portion of the site. And then the remaining 90 spaces will be used as inventory for the car dealership to stock vehicles that they intend to sell. So the rear of the site. So in the rear of the site, in this area, we have our dumpster enclosure. Sheet 4 of my plan shows the vehicle movement for a dumpster enclosure to pick up trash. They're going to essentially come in on the southbound entrance, come along the back of the site, along the drive aisle, along the rear of the building, pull forward, back in, unload the dumpster, and then pull straight forward onto the northbound entrance or exit only of the site.
Okay, Mike, there's no service here, correct?
There's no auto service taking place on the site.
Okay,
So
there's no
this is,
bays here.
there's no vehicle service on the site. Right now on the southeasterly portion of the building, there's a asphalt mounted ramp. And right now it goes to a fixed window, but our application is proposing on the architectural plans to convert that to a roll-up door. And the purpose of that entrance to get vehicles into the building is so that specific vehicles can be displayed in the showroom area of the building. So no service is going to take place on the site. The reason for the overhead door is to bring in, the vehicles of note to show off inside the building. There is a loading area along the front of the building, parallel to Route 9. This is the intended loading, unloading of the vehicles being delivered to the site. This isn't based on their operations, they're not intending to have a 20-car vehicle trailer delivering vehicles to the site. They intend to have, a 3-car trailer making deliveries to the site. So that operation to unload and load vehicles would come in based on that entrance only on the south portion of the site, pull forward into this drive aisle, load in that loading area, and get the vehicles off the trailer, park them into those 90 parking spaces for inventory, and then pull forward. And this loading area would not interfere with any of the existing drive aisles on the site. So we're not going to block this entrance along the front of the building, even during the loading, unloading exercises during.
And you heard
delivery of
during our
vehicles.
rehearsal, and we'll hear from Mr. Chasen, that the unloading is about a half an hour operation a couple of times a week.
Yes, that's my understanding from ownership.
Okay, and Chairman, we're going to have the operations person talk about that, but we just want to let you know that issue was raised, of course, in the review letters, how we're going to handle the loading, unloading of the cars, only in those small 3-car carriers, not the 9 or 12-car carriers, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, we have some landscaping enhancements.
We do. So just to keep on moving forward a little bit. So as far as signage goes, we're proposing, if you go on Street View over the last couple of years, there's been a couple of different businesses. I visited the site 30 minutes ago. There is no existing building mounted signs on the building. We're proposing one facade sign that's going to comply with the sign ordinance. And then we're proposing one ground mounted site ID sign, which is going to be near this southerly entrance in this portion right here. We're also proposing landscaping along the entire frontage of the site and in various other islands to beautify the property. All of the sign and the landscaping is located outside of any site triangles. So everything we're planting, everything we're installing is not going to affect vehicles pulling into the site, and it's not going to interfere with vehicles exiting the site as they're looking left onto, to merge on, to make the right on back onto US 9. Everything is on our property and well beyond the site triangle limits. As far as the landscaping buffer, I'm really proud of this landscaping plan. It's pretty comprehensive diversity of plants that we're proposing. We have a combination of evergreen ornamental trees, understory trees, and shrubs proposed along the front island and the surrounding parking lot. The design intent of this was to have color throughout the year. So even in the winter, to grab attention of vehicles traveling past the site, and the intention of the specific plantings we propose eliminates the need to add annual flowers on every spring. The natural colors of the perennial plants that are going to come back every year is going to give that color diversity to the property. Additionally, there were a couple of invasive species that were planted on the site. So we had a couple of bayberry plants, or barberry plants. And the reason that these are invasive, not to get too technical, but basically birds will transport their seed, move it into the woods, plant it, and then when those barberry trees grow in the woods, they suffocate the native landscaping in that area, and the deer don't eat the barberry plants. So the barberry plants end up taking over the wooded area. So I think as of this year, they're considered invasive. So we're removing those invasive plantings off of our plan and proposing new native healthy species for the area that we're in. Additionally, we have two corners along the building, and right now they're just concrete islands. We're actually proposing to remove concrete and propose trees with shrubs around it to kind of anchor the building and to soften the building edges. You're not going to just see the building go straight up. You're going to have these nice anchoring plants on either side of the building. It's the intention of our plan that we design this to be in conformance with the ordinance section 26-96.7, which is your landscaping ordinance. As Mr. Cornell noted, and what's very typical for landscaping is the 2-year maintenance bond. We have no objection to adding that 2-year maintenance bond to the note. Basically, every plant that we put in is going to be guaranteed with financial bond. And as long as those plants survive after 2 years, the bond will be returned to the developer upon, final inspection of the township. So as far as the variance relief goes, the specific relief we're seeking is the front yard setback of that site ID sign, which is required to be 25 feet where it's currently 17 feet.
That's the proposal.
That's the proposal. The reason I think that this variance relief can be qualified under the C1 or the so-called hardship variance, and the specific conditions that allow us to qualify it under the C1 are by exceptional narrowness, reason of exceptional topographic conditions, or C, by reason of extraordinary and exceptional situation uniquely affecting a piece of property. So the reason this is unique is because we are utilizing an existing site. If this was a new site development, my recommendation would be move everything back 8 feet and get the sign in a compliant location. We can't locate the sign any further back without encroaching into this design, into the drive aisle. So we've located it as compliantly as we can without interfering with existing site improvements. So reconstructing the drive aisle and, changing the otherwise approved site plan would be exceptional and particular hardship that I think the board would be able to grant relief on. I did review your master plan, and objective 3A of your master plan is to achieve desirable development without artificial or arbitrary restrictions. So I think enforcing the 25-foot setback for the sign is what would be arbitrary in this case when we are only 8 feet off. And functionally, even though we're only 17 feet from the property line, we're more than 25 feet to where the curb is, where the pavement is. And like I mentioned, the sign is compliantly designed with your sign ordinance and does not interfere with any vehicle circulation on the site.
So given we have 25 feet really to the road, so no real detriment to any design or zone plan.
I don't think that there's any substantial detriment to the public good. And as a whole, objective 4B of your master plan is to continue, encourage, and promote economic reuse of existing structures. As a whole, this application is definitely beneficial for the community. The site has sat vacant for a number of years. There's been a number of different businesses. Our client intends to make this operation their headquarters and to set their roots down in Sayreville, and taking an existing building that's vacant and putting in a local community business is part of your master plan and generally viewed favorably in the eyes of land use. So that concludes my testimony.
Okay, Chairman, that's what
Mr. Goldstein,
Anybody
So,
have any
Mr.
questions of the engineer?
Mr. Goldstein, one question for you. Would this also qualify under C2 due to the benefit of having improved landscaping and visual aesthetics?
I think it qualifies under Section A and under Section I. Section A is promoting the general welfare by promoting the master plan. Section I is promoting the visual aesthetic environment. I think that this application can stand on its own under the C1 criteria, but I think it also meets the flexible C variance criteria as well.
Anyone else
Thank
have
you.
any questions? Dan?
How,
What are the dimensions of the sign and how high is it?
Sure. So you have this exhibit, so I'm going to put it on the board, but I'll identify it for the record. So this is exterior facade sign, flex face, prepared by Manhattan Signs from concept to installation. Undated. Oh, dated 5/5/2026. So the facade side is 90 inches tall.
How
So
far?
90 inches high, so 7.5 feet by 135 inches wide. So it'd be 13 feet.
But it's on a foundation.
10
How
feet,
high to
10
the
feet.
top?
10, divide by 12.
But how far from the top, off the grade is it? How high will it be up in the air?
So this is the building mounted sign. The next sign,
There you
Okay,
go.
so that, the first one we just showed, that's going on the building and it complies.
that's the facade sign.
Okay.
What this exhibit is exterior pylon sign. And you could see here, we have the concrete base, the masonry base, which is 30 inches tall. And then the top of the sign is 164 inches tall. So that would be 12, 13, maybe that's 13 feet.
160 divided by 12, approximately.
13 feet.
Okay.
Also complying and just the one freestanding type monument sign.
So the sign, aside from the location, is otherwise compliant with regards to the sizing of the sign. The size is compliant. It's just the location and setback of the sign.
Just another question on, you said you don't have a service area. What do you prepare? Do you clean the cars?
So there's an off-site facility that the cars are going to be shuttled to in order to make sure that the cars are functioning. You know, it's not our client is a reputable used car dealer. They don't sell lemons. So they're going to get its service at an off-site facility and prep the car for selling at the facility. So there's not going to be any servicing on site. It's going to be taking place off-site.
You'll hear that from the next witness, sir.
And just as another note, with respect to outside agency permits, we believe that Sayreville is the only approval that we need. Obviously, we're going to need to go to the building department for applicable sign review. But as far as the DOT, State 9, Highway 9 is a DOT-owned road. The DOT typically has interest in applications that are generating more than 100 peak traffic during peak hours. And we submitted a traffic report that notes that we are increasing peak traffic based on the ITE calculations, but since it's less than 100, I believe it's 68 off the top of my head. We qualify for the letter of no interest from the DOT because we don't exceed that threshold. So I would say that the Sayreville board is the only agency that has interest. I also submitted a water sewer report. We anticipate water sewer use to decrease based on the function of the site and the number of employees they have. But for calculation purposes, we use NJAC 714, chapter 23. And the calculation is based on the building square footage, on the habitable square footage. So conservatively, our water sewer is going to remain consistent with what it is currently sized for. So no application is required to local water sewer authority. We're maintaining the existing utilities. We're not modifying the laterals in any way.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
Do I need to be sworn in before any of my questions on the record?
Sure, let's see, because you weren't previously sworn at the beginning of the year. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yep.
All right, you're sworn. Just make sure to speak loudly and make sure your microphone's on.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Now that's better. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Are you going to have any electric vehicles for sale on the site?
Possibly for sale. Where I can't speak to, I'm sure that's going to be an option.
Okay. Do you plan to have any electric vehicle infrastructure, chargers, or anything like that?
It's not proposed at this point. I'm aware of the statewide electric vehicle ordinance. Typically, that applies to new parking areas where you're proposing new spaces. It doesn't, in my opinion, apply to change of commercial tenancy. So yes, we're planning on having electric vehicles. No, we're not planning on having charging on the site at this time.
Okay. And so I imagine you'll have people coming in, test driving some of the vehicles. That might include some of the electric vehicles as well. Just want to confirm that that's going to be the case.
I would say so. I mean, similar to gassing up a vehicle off-site, electric vehicles that need to be charged will be charged off-site.
And how many employees do you expect at a peak hour?
So I believe our statement of operations says 10 to 15. We're going to have ownership testify, but we anticipate 10 to 15 on site.
Okay. And then just my last question, do you anticipate any visual interference with the existing billboard between the proposed sign and the existing billboard?
I don't think so. We're going to be 164 inches tall. So 13 feet, and the billboard is going to be well above that height. So I think the site ID is intended to, bring attention to the site. We want people driving and stopping by our site to purchase our vehicles, but it's not going to be intrusive to interfere with other, off-site improvements like the billboard.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Anyone else have any questions?
I have one more question. There's homes right behind this dealership. I live on that street actually, but how high is the fence gonna be between the homes and the dealership? Do you know that? I see a concrete wall and a chain link fence, masonry wall, chain link fence. But I know we've had a lot of problems with the neighbors around there not taking care of their fence. That building's been up there, like you said, 98 or whatever.
At least 98, because that's when they went back.
At least 13 feet, just. Can't speak up. There's no changes to that fence.
There's no changes to the fence. There is a pretty significant area, the edge of the parking where our curb and
When they
fencing.
put that board up and call out the sheet number and.
So this is the same plan set. Minor site plan, existing conditions plan dated May 5th, 2026. Last revised June 2nd, 2026. Unfortunately, I don't have the height of the fence noted. It's existing. It's not proposed to be modified. There's a masonry wall behind the fence. And there appears to be 20 or 32 feet, if not more, between our property line and where that edge of curb is. So if you were to drive around the back of the building, we have a row of parking, we have our curb, and then we have a pretty big buffer. I don't have my scale on me right now, but the 30 feet or so between where that parking ends and where our property line ends.
So no change. If it's not in good condition, we will repair it. Do you think it needs some work?
My only question is just because I know like, there's gonna be a lot more action there now. There are neighbors, so make sure they have the privacy.
Yeah, maybe, because the cars are there and they move them, it's possible. It's possible. But we'd be
Counsel-
agreeable to a condition if the fence needs repair to work with your professionals on that for sure.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, when this application was approved in 1998, 1999, there were a lot of conditions based on concerns raised by the residents. I listed those in my report. I think that the applicant's engineer has agreed to the majority of them, but I just want to make sure I'll get them on the record. That way they can be in your resolution. You talked about the office space. You're agreeing that all the office space is just going to be associated with the car dealership. It's not going to be leased out to any other type of office tenants.
There's only going to be this one business operating out of the site, no additional businesses.
Thanks. Next item, you talked about the loading area. You're not going to have any vehicles for sale parked in the loading area. But also, we want to make sure that the grass areas, you're not going to have any cars parked on the grass between the curb on the highway and your front parking area. All the cars will be parked in the designated spaces.
Loading and unloading area will remain clear and free for loading and unloading, will not be used for parking or inventory. Car inventory will only be parked in pavement and designated spots.
You talked about the service bays. You have just one access door to the building. Originally, there were service bays along the side of the building and the back of the building. There's none proposed at this point. No service will be done at
There
this.
is no service to be done. The only access into the building will be the southeasterly corner. And as I mentioned, that roll-up door is to get vehicles into the showroom, not for servicing.
Jay, just to clarify, when you say originally, that was the 1998 approval. I'm not sure they ever acted on that approval.
They
So
never
it was an approval from 25. Okay, not originally where 3 months ago
No.
we filed and changed it.
They never
Okay.
put the doors in, but there were specific conditions that the doors couldn't face Eugene Boulevard, things like that. So
Okay,
not
just want
proposing
to
any-
clarify what originally meant there.
Understood. There's a question about test driving. I guess maybe your next witness.
Yeah,
we can talk about
we have
that.
no problem with the route that was selected there, but we'll have that with the next witness.
I think we talked about the building facade signs. There may have been two at one point in time, plus the numbers on the building. So you're going to keep the numbers 955 and then just add the new facade sign?
The numbers aren't there right now.
Okay.
I drove by the site today. There is nothing on the building. We're proposing the facade sign that I exhibited before. I would recommend that we put building numbers on the site as well. I would encourage our development team to do
There
that.
may have been two tenants. At one point, there were very large numbers and two tenant signs. You're just going to have the sign, plus you're going to add the building numbers.
955 numbers, yes.
Okay.
If the 955 is acceptable, we'll keep it. If we need to get additional address from the postmaster, we can coordinate with them, but it seems commonly referred to as 955. When I put into Google Maps, it takes me to the right place, so that's good too.
I guess your next witness will talk about hours of operation and then the lighting on the site.
So, yeah,
Yeah, continue.
Oh,
Just talk about the lighting.
so we're not proposing any modification to lighting on the site. Presently, there are a number of pole mounted lights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are currently 14 pole mounted lights that illuminate the drive aisles. There's nothing building mounted right now. There's security cameras on the outside of the building, but no wall mounted lights. So I would say that the site is adequately lit with the existing lighting plan. We're not proposing modification.
Modifications which could potentially impact the surrounding properties. You're just keeping what's there.
That's correct.
Mr. Chairman, I think that addresses the issues. for-
Anybody else have any questions?
Yes,
Good.
regarding lighting, I'll lay with it on the.
It's going to be on a timer. It's not going to be on for the entire night. Typically, it's going to be on at sunset, probably an hour or two past the closing time. So if there's a specific time that we need the lights shut off, we're happy to accommodate. But typically they're just going to be on a timer.
Anybody else? If not, you can call your next witness.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Chairman, we're going to call Stephen Chasen, client representative. I guess we'll do public questioning after we're all done.
Yes.
Terrific.
Mr. Chazen, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you're under oath. If you give your name for the record and spell it.
My name is Stephen Chasen, STEVEN CHASAN.
And Stephen, you work at one of the other facilities that is operated by the same ownership group?
Correct, I do.
And
Yes.
that's at Union Township.
It's in Union.
County. They have another facility in Staten Island.
In Staten Island, yes.
Just to clarify, there's not going to be any service or service bays.
No
at this
service.
facilities. Board member Velosin, if I'm pronouncing correctly, yes, is there going to be sort of any cleaning of the cars, or that's all going to be off-site, or?
It'll all be off-site. For 15 years, I worked at Deals on Wheels in East Brunswick on Bordentown Avenue. Well, it's actually Main Street, becomes Bordentown Avenue.
Right.
And we use several different shops in the area, and we tend to do the same thing with this.
And the ownership group, they have a place on Richmond Road in Staten Island where.
Correct, 1820. It's a service center.
Okay, just to confirm what we've heard, there's no intent to lease any of the office space to any outside companies.
No, that's actually a violation of the dealer license for the state of New Jersey. You can't have another business inside of a business.
Okay, so just back to the servicing, no fluids, solvents, coolants, that sort of stuff.
No,
It's not gonna be
nothing
there.
to do with service in the location at all.
Okay, the board planner asked about the intent. Time to time, you could have an electric vehicle for sale. there.
Yes, we would.
Okay, is there safety precautions that you have to take on the sales side, or?
There's no safety precautions, and like somebody mentioned earlier, it's the same as getting gas. We would get it off-site. We wouldn't have electric there because electric may cause people to stay and hang out, and we're not looking for it to be a place where people are going to be there too long. Come buy your car and get.
Number of employees, maximum shift.
Maximum shift probably be 12. We should have about 15 employees all total.
Okay, your hours of operation, you're able to stick with the 9 to 9.
Absolutely, yes.
That is in from 1998, but when we did our prep,
Typically, we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7. Again, if somebody walks in the door at 6:30, we can't sell a car in 30 minutes as much as I would love to. Sometimes it does go till, 7:30, 8 o'clock, but 9 o'clock, we would never be there later than that.
so you're like published hours are usually.
Published hours would be 9 to 7.
And the,
yes.
the closeout is sale, you may.
Saturday, hours on Saturday?
Saturday, 9 to 6.
Sundays. like-
Sundays, the dealership has to be closed. Can't be there on a Sunday.
Is that state law? We always
That's
wondered.
a state law. Yeah, it's tied in with the gas as to why we can't pump our own gas. Nobody changed that. I don't want to work on Sundays.
I never knew why car dealerships.
6 days are enough.
Somebody, I know. Okay, we talked about deliveries, and the way this operation, it's not gonna have those 9 or larger car carriers. You're gonna get single cars and maybe 3.
Typically, we buy, no more than 3 cars at a time. For us to get on a big carrier means that we have to pay for a big carrier. If we don't fill it up, we're still paying for it. So we just, as a practice in the business, we only use 3-car carriers. If we only buy 2 cars, then we're only paying for 1 extra spot.
And how often per week? Obviously, if someone.
Depends on sales. Definitely going to be once a week, sometimes 2 if it's a really good week. If you all come buy a car, then it would be 3.
That's sort of the order of magnitude.
Yes.
Of what's gonna happen. Okay, we had some conversation, and in preparing, we looked at the 1998 resolution about test drives.
Yes.
And the route that was discussed back in 1998, that's acceptable.
We agree to that, yes.
We talked out in the parking lot that when you do the test drives, you always have an employee, so.
There's always an employee for safety for the employee to make sure employee knows what they're doing, make sure they're okay to drive, make sure they don't drive off with our car. And that way they follow the route.
So basically, the dealership can dictate the route.
Yes, the employee that's in the car must drive on the front. We just have really one person in the car, just the person that's test driving. We don't allow families to be in the car. It's not the whole group that goes out. So it's our employee and the person that's test driving. That also keeps them more concentrated on what they're doing so they don't get distracted, for public safety and the safety of our cars.
So you're confident that you can comply with the route, essentially keep the cars. off
Yes,
of the residential.
I know the route. I live in East Brunswick. I travel through Sayreville all the time. My daughter's a teacher here. I wouldn't want to have her have any issues. So the route that's been proposed is an excellent route.
There was some conversation by Mr. Goldstein about garbage. I take it refuse is really pretty light, just sort of office.
It's just
paper,
office.
whatever, coffee cups if it's a car
Yes.
dealership.
Teacups.
That sort of thing. Nothing, is there any real heavy garbage?
No, we don't really have heavy
Go
garbage.
around, you'll be able
There's
to-
no parts, there's nothing that's gonna be like, there's no fluids or anything like that. It's just gonna be regular office waste.
Chairman, that's what I have.
Any have any questions of the applicant?
Mr. Chairman, just a quick question. I know that there's, I guess, your engineer indicated that I guess it'd be up to 90 vehicle spaces that are available for inventory. What's your average inventory going to be at the site? Would it be up that high?
It would be up that high, yes. I mean, if you have the space, the thing about being a car dealership is the more cars you have, there's a percentage. The more cars you have, the more cars you're expected to sell.
And how
So-
often would you rotate that inventory then? Because that's a lot of cars.
We do very well. We have a good reputation, so we actually are good. The cars that we buy, just to kind of lay the parts back cleaning, we buy from auction. We buy a good quality car. We're not going someplace and buying a car from somebody's house. We're buying them from the sale. The cars pretty much come clean. They are almost always ready. There's something called a CR, which is a condition report. We try to buy out of a 5. We try to buy cars that are 4.8, 4.9, or 5. That being that we get a car that's already pretty much showroom ready. So that kind of allays the fact that we don't need a service department. We don't need a prep room. We're not taking cars that are, really bad and trying to make a prints out of them. It doesn't work that way.
I guess my only question would be more specifically so you're not using the property, you're using the entire property for the sale, but none for the storage of the vehicle. And what I mean by storage is, well, it's going to sit there for years. I guess is my-
No, cars can't sit there. If a car sits for some reason, whatever that may be, that we're not selling it, we're going to wholesale it.
Okay, but it's
That's
not,
money
it's not
sitting in the
intended to
lot.
be a storage lot.
No, absolutely not. And the cars should be rotated all the time. We have to keep moving around. You just can't leave them sit. So, with the structure, we ask for a certain price and we try to sell it. And if we see that it's not moving, we either lower the price, we may take it to one of the other stores and swap it out with something else to get it in. But there's nothing that's going to be there. You should not come into our lot and say, oh, I was here 6 months ago and I saw that car. It should not be there 6 months.
So you have it for the slots for the 90 cars, right?
Correct.
How many slots do you have for customers to come in and for your employees?
62. Correct.
Any other questions?
I'm sorry. if I
Go ahead.
missed it.
No problem.
So, the test drive, we've been told years and years and years that ECH on it down the road was a test drive for development. They promised us hundreds of times. They still come through. People pull over right in front of my house, talking to the salesman, and then they speed away. It's a 25-mile-an-hour street, but it's very wide. Very wide. So people fly down the street because they think they can.
Okay.
And we've had this problem years from Honda, so I just want to make sure that you can monitor that with your dealership because.
All of my employees will, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but all of my employees will know where they're going. Okay. I had the same problem in my last house that I was also on a test track that was not supposed to be a test track for a local Oldsmobile dealership where I grew up. And I know what you're talking about. I would not want it again to happen to me and I will not let it happen to anybody else. The one good thing about Route 9, Bordentown Avenue, Ernston Road, it's a great road. It gives the customer a chance to really drive the car, get a feel for the car. Going through a development like that is it's counterproductive because you really don't get a chance to drive the car. You're just trying to go slow, going around, and that's it. So that's the test route really is going to work well for us.
Okay, sir, also, I know Mr. Fisher is going to give you a good resolution. That's going to have a very clear condition. You have to back up on, enforcement also. Appreciate that. That's not an easy thing.
Anybody else have any questions?
Open to the public.
If not, I'll take a motion to open up to the public.
Can I just
Oh,
make one
okay.
comment? Just
Sure,
'cause I don't
go
know
ahead.
if it's going to make a problem or not. The numbers, the 955 is on the building. Maybe you just didn't see it. It's all the way in the corner. But I just don't want anybody going by there later think we put them back up after the meeting. They are there. They're quite big and they're on the north entrance. I'm sorry, the north exit out of the building.
That solves one problem. Anything else? You have anybody else?
Excuse me.
You want to close? Oh, okay.
Public.
One question. So I know your engineer and planner had identified the dumpster area in the rear of the building. Are you going to have a private hauler coming in to pick up the trash?
Yes. We will
Okay.
have a.
Do you know, the days of the week, the times that they're going to be coming in?
At this point, I don't
Okay.
think that anybody could tell us that until we actually get in there. And then once we, hire a service.
That's it. You want to close?
Thank you for your time.
You should open it to anyone from the public, Mr. Chairman.
If you need them, I don't need them for
I
my.
don't think we need the architect, but do you want to sum up?
No, I don't need.
You good?
Board has any issues?
Okay.
I'm happy to address those, but yeah, Chairman, permitted use, minor site plan approval. I think we have a nice cleanup. The relief on the sign, very modest. In practice, we really have the full 25-foot setback, given where the curb line is. So the intent of the ordinance is met. As Mr. Fisher pointed out, we could also establish the proofs on the C2 criteria where we look to the overall cleanup and repurposing of an office building that is vacant and aging. I think everybody is aware of some of the challenges that are going on in the office market. Not every old office is going to be repurposed. And here we have a great opportunity for a permitted use and to bring some new life and economic activity and jobs and competition in the auto marketplace. And my clients are looking forward to coming to Sayreville. They did mention being active participants in the community and having a win-win situation as any business and getting themselves out there is important. So we thank you for the time to present tonight.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, are you open to the public?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
For the public.
Hello. I live at 27 Eugene Boulevard, directly behind the site.
Can you please have your name, please?
Name?
Beth Torres, BETHTORRES.
Thank you.
And in the past, there is a floodlight or something at the back of the building and it shines right into my bedroom all night. Also, another concern was the dumpster removal in the past has come between 3 and 4 in the morning, which wakes us all up every time it slams down. And my other concern is if they would be willing to put up a privacy fence. So we're not 10 feet from their property line, looking at all their business going on and vice versa.
So let me get this straight. You want the light turned off?
Yes. So I'd like if there was a privacy fence, the light wouldn't shine in.
Privacy fence, and what was the third?
Dumpster removal.
The dumpster,
Removal not at 3.
not at 340.
Yeah, just slams down.
You guys could,
Certainly no problem with the dumpster and it's
Yeah.
somebody new. So, they just bought it. So that's not right. The floodlight, I think we can control. I want to have timers to set those off. I'm going to encourage you to exchange your information with Mr. Chasen. So that
Okay.
if there's a problem.
how about the privacy fence? We good for that?
Privacy fence, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Mike, do you understand what that means?
The slats in between?
Right now, there's a chain link fence that gives zero privacy.
Well, if they put the slats between the
That,
fence.
that wouldn't give it, it's not high enough. They built it higher up on the property.
If
Maybe.
the fence was next to where the cars were parked, near where the masonry wall is, even though it's 50 feet away from your property, that would screen the vehicles from your use. Is that what you're
That fence that's up right now is 10 feet from my property line.
correct? But there's basically a 50-foot buffer between your property line and where the parking lot is. So
Yeah.
there's 50 feet of vegetation. Does it make more sense would you want to see a fence near your property line or having it 50 feet away, screening out right next to the cars?
50 feet away, screening by the cars would be ideal, because it would be up higher and it would block out more of the parking lot and building
It's maintaining that. 50 feet.
in between.
I have that problem, so I have to enterprise rental car.
Yeah,
And, they can't fix that. The property's a mess all the time.
I know. My mom's property is right next door, and her property actually goes back. She owns that 10 feet that the town
That
is
should
doing.
actually be a bar line.
Yes,
Yeah.
not down at the bottom.
And they have a hard time maintaining that buffer zone.
Can I
I
say?
mean, if they had an access
Yeah.
panel to get back there, I mean, they're gonna have to maintain it either way, with or without the fence there, correct?
Looking at the price, we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do better than
Yeah.
Enterprise.
You have to give your name. If you're gonna.
My name is Barbara Mensch. I own 25 Eugene, right next door to Beth Torres. She's my daughter.
Barbara, can you spell your last name?
It's Minch.
Thank you.
Besides the fence, you talked a lot about the plantings and stuff that you would do. I was wondering if maybe the owners would consider planting like tall arborvitaes, the emerald green type arborvitaes, along that fence line, along at least both properties. I mean, a lot of us are affected. That dumpster getting emptied at 3:30 in the morning
Oh, we'll
is
take care of that.
amazing. I mean, the amount of noise it makes. But I was curious, what type of vehicles are you going to be selling? Will you be selling commercial vehicles?
No.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because every time they back up those vehicles, they beep. And the Lithia and DCH, who was there prior to you, would get deliveries at like midnight, and they're backing up into whatever spaces they're using over there or were at the time. And that would be a nuisance, besides the floodlight and all the other noise that they would make. And then I just wanted to clarify about the test drive route. So you already have a route identified?
To
And-
clarify, there was, somebody came in 1998. We put that approval in the application package like we're supposed to. And Mr. Cornell sort of picked up on this and felt like, hey, the board considered it. So they discussed a route, and we said, look, that's okay. Is that a fair way to characterize it, Jay? We said, look, the board looked at it, they dictated a route. Jake could describe the route more precisely since he knows the town.
It's Route 9 North to Bordentown Avenue, to Route 35 South, to Lorraine Avenue, to Ernston Road, and back onto Route 9 North.
Perfect. Perfect. And then
Nowhere
my,
near you.
appreciate it because we have a lot of traffic already. And then my other question was about when your vehicles get delivered, when you get new vehicles coming in.
Steve, come
During
on,
work
one guy,
hours.
one guy, Steve, come on up.
Okay.
So we have a record.
Yeah.
All deliveries only will be done during business hours because we have to
Okay.
check them in.
Okay, great.
It's typically with Lithia, they got new cars. So it was a different type of a check-in. They can always
Mhm.
call the factory and say there's a problem with the car and they would be taken care of. For us, these are used cars that we're buying. It's an independent contractor delivering it. So we must be there to see the cars. We will not accept a delivery to just be placed in the lot.
Okay.
They have
All
to
right,
hold
great.
it someplace else. And there has to be someone to go through the car, make sure there's no damage, and then we'll sign and take it.
Okay, great. Super.
You're welcome.
Is that it for us? Great.
Okay, anything, I think we're okay on the floodlight. That's pretty easy, but it stays, you gotta complain. The dumpster is gonna be in the resolution. The times, Mr. Fisher is gonna put that in. So if you have a problem, you gotta talk to the zoning officer, but they've heard you loud and clear
Great.
about that, and that is rude from the prior owner.
Sure.
But if you have a problem, you're gonna have a resolution and a way to go to the zoning officer and say, hey, please make this stop, and you'll have that piece of paper. Mike is gonna, I have another friend, Steve Goldstein. Mike is gonna talk about the plantings and the arborvitae, the fence and the arborvitae, and if we can do anything on that. And if he thinks it's gonna really give you any improvement, we see where you're coming from. Mike?
Where are we at with the fence and the shielding?
So I think that the concern is that you know, the automobile use and the office use in Route 9 are, they're permitted uses in the zone. And this type of activity is expected on this type of site development. It doesn't sound like you guys are objecting that. We do have that 50-foot buffer or so between our site and where the edge of the property is. And my opinion is that if deliveries, garbage vehicles, and lighting is not directed towards if those deliveries are taking place during business hours and lighting isn't pointed towards the back of the properties, most of the time vehicles are going to pull in during the day during those business hours, and then they're going to turn off. So I think that the existing vegetation in that area does provide the buffers, and adhering to those, timelines that we discuss should satisfy it.
Can we do a few arborvitae back there?
If, I don't think there's going to be objection to providing some green giants along the back of the site. What's up?
There's no deliveries in the back. Deliveries are in the front.
Yeah.
Okay, and can I just speak?
Yes, no commercial.
I'm not sure, just what we do in the Union store right now. Before we leave, we block the lot. So we take a car and we block it so no cars can pull in and no cars can pull out. There will be like a space maybe for one car to come in. We can't block it 100% because what happens then is we can't pull in. If it's permitted, and I'm not sure if it's permitted in Saraville or not, then we would do the same thing. So going back like one car length, so we can pull in, park our car, go inside, get the keys and move the block car. We would do that, and that would keep anybody from backing up late at night, coming to your property line. If you came in off of Route 9, you would only be able to get in one space, and that would be it.
I think they're worried about the screening in the back, Steve.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Right.
they're
Like,
getting.
random people and the privacy, people coming in 6 days a week and they're literally, if you go back there, you're in my backyard.
Is there a
Okay.
fence back there?
It's
There is a
chain
fence.
link. Is
There's a
it?
small fence, Lauren, and there's a fence.
Okay,
Not on my
so,
part.
so you want just us to do something with the existing chain link to make it private? Okay.
Or
We-
actually not the existing, they moved it up higher where their buffer zone stuff. Because it was up.
Mr. Chairman,
That's the township fence, not-
Right, because you guys are low right now.
All right,
I think there's two fences we're speaking about. I think behind your property, along your back property line, there's a fence there along your back property line, but at the back of the parking lot, there's another chain link fence. So I think there's two fences that are being discussed.
Correct.
So I
So
think,
the chain link fence on our side, maybe we could get like a private, I just did it in my house, so we can get it just a privacy screen if that's okay. It just snaps right on. I believe it is, yes.
you would either put slats or some type of
Slats, so
screening
they
on,
make it- they
on
make
the
a
upper
screen netting,
fence.
yes.
On the upper fence near the car
On the upper,
parking. That way, if there's any lights, it would be blocked from going towards you.
Right.
you happy with that?
Some sort of
Yeah.
privacy on that fence.
They'll screen the upper fence along their parking lot,
Yes.
whether it's slats or whether some type of screening on it to make it solid so you can't see
So
through.
you can't see through.
Okay, we would have a conversation with Mr. Cornell before we saw to go with it, but that's your
Oh, gotcha.
degree of protection,
Super.
okay?
Thank you.
And a couple of trees, that's on me. Okay, a couple of.
I need a copy of that tape so I can make sure he pays for that.
Green
I
giants
didn't
probably
ask
better
them,
on
they'd be
their-
mad,
on their
but.
property.
I have them on my property
And
line
so-
already,
Well,
but
you're higher than your neighbors are, you're higher than.
no, I'm.
No,
it's
I'm
low. They're
low.
lower.
Yeah.
We're high, they're low.
Yeah. My trees are probably.
Anything else?
We're gonna try to select. a
No, thank you
location.
very much. Thank you.
We're gonna try
Yeah.
to
Welcome.
select a location that.
Thank you.
that gives you some benefit. We'll have to sort
Yes.
that out, in the field.
Right.
Okay?
Great.
When
Thank
does
you.
all this stuff happen?
I think that they've closed on the building. It was a very significant purchase, so I got a feeling they want to move pretty quickly to get this open.
Well,
Right.
Mr. Chairman, to answer the residents' questions, before a CO is issued for the new building, he'll have to comply with everything on this plan. So all the landscaping in front of the building, the modifications to the building, as well as the screening along the back fence before the building is occupied, that'll all have to be done.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
everybody.
welcome. Anybody else from the public like to speak? Anybody else from the public like to speak?
Motion to close.
All in favor? What's your pleasure?
If I could just read the conditions, Mr. Chairman, that I have.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Alex. Thank you.
First, I have that all office space will only be used for the automobile dealership, no additional businesses. There'll be no vehicles for sale parked in loading zones or grass areas, only in designated parking spaces. There'll be no service on site. The access at the southeasterly corner with the roll-up door is solely to bring vehicles into and out of the showroom for display purposes. In addition, the applicant will have the floodlight or their lights on a timer and will work with the property owner to ensure that that lighting is not directed directly at their property in the late evening hours. Dumpster pickup will be limited to, and this is one thing I wanted to ask the board, what you think a reasonable time for dumpster pickup would be. 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's up to the board, Mr. Chairman, if you have any thoughts on that. 7?
Mr. Chairman, I think the borough pickup begins at 7, I think typically. But as the councilman indicated, I think that you're going to have the entrances blocked is what the applicant
Yeah.
indicated. So
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. acceptable?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You'll add a screening to the upper fence next to the parking lot to the satisfaction of the board engineer and planner. And if any repair is necessary, you will make it to that fence as well. And you will add a few arborvitae to the satisfaction of the board engineer and planner. Let me know, any members of the board, if you think I'm missing anything.
Chairman, I think the test drive route needs to be in there as well.
Oh, sorry, test drive route, yes. Test drive route previously approved will be adhered to.
Anybody else have anything?
Floodlights.
We've got.
We have that in there. Yeah, floodlights was number 5.
And also, Mr. Chairman, there was some discussion about long-term storage, that was not going to be proposed. So maybe we want to have something in there as well.
Sure, that the lot will not be used for long-term vehicle storage.
Thank you.
Anything else? Yeah. All right, you've heard your testimony and your engineers. What's your pleasure? I have a second?
Second.
A roll call vote. Mr. Candell? Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Sataka? Mr. Voloshin? Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Council President Zabrowski?
Yes.
Chairman Ty.
Welcome to Serval, yes.
Application
Thank you,
accepted.
appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Jay, good to see you. Thank you, Mr. Fisher.
You're welcome.
Next on the agenda, old business, new business, administrative matters. Our next meeting is Wednesday, August 5th. Jay?
Mr. Chairman, at the present time, do you not have any applications scheduled for your August 5th meeting? Originally, Bass Pro was going to come in for some modification, but they asked to be held on your August 19th meeting instead. So nothing scheduled for the next meeting.
I have no administrative either. You want to cancel?
Make a motion to cancel that meeting.
Get a motion?
All in favor?
Anybody opposed? Great, so that meeting's canceled. We need to open up to the public.
Motion to open up to the public.
All in favor?
Motion to open up to the public, seeing none. Make a motion to close to the public. Make a motion to adjourn. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, everyone. Have a
Thank you
great
very
night.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.